Club. Fit. Boom! If you know, you know. Greetings from YouTube, though. Once again, Danny Savage, Draft Guru. I'm not lying to you, man. This is. Don't hate me because I'm a Cowboy fan, but I'm a Cowboy fan. Nate Dogg, thank you for jumping in the chat. This is Dallas mock draft 83, I think, 0.0. Tomorrow I have to drop a 32 team. I gotta remind myself of that. Sucks getting old. Gotta drop a 32 team, 2-round mock draft mañana. Listen, man, this is Dallas Cowboy mock draft 83.9, 83.0, but that's what I have published, put out there. I'm probably, you guys are gonna laugh. I'm legit over 2,000 mock drafts already. 2,000. And I would say, honestly, probably close to the 3,000 since May. But you see, when you watch football for numerous years in a row and watch guys play for more than 2 games, that's why you can do a mock draft the day after the NFL draft. I must be the dumb one because I'm the one that's watching college football 12 months out of the year. Remember this name. Pick 12. Also, all the videos of these players that I'm giving you is going to be dropped in the comment section. So you have a video to look at. Remember this name draft night at pick 12. No one's talking about him. That's another thing. I got a bitch section, bro. If I see another mock draft with Austin Gentry in it, or I don't even want to say the kid's name. He's a skinny tight end out of Arizona, who's my wide receiver 5. If I see another fucking mock draft with these 2 kids in them, I'm going to vomit. Don't you people know there's like 77 million thousand colleges out there? And 1 million colleges, and you just fucking get, because these bullshit content creators pigeonhole you into 2 to 3 guys, and that's all you fucking know. And if Dallas doesn't get those 2, 3 guys, oh, we suck, they suck. But even though these asswipes have been shoving a couple of names down your throat the day after the fucking draft, whatever pick Dallas makes, they're going to just fucking talk them up like they were best friends and they never fucking mentioned them once. Yeah, I can go 0 to 100 real fucking quick. Good evening, Jonathan Martinez. Boom. Thank you for jumping in chat. Remember this name, Will Johnson, cornerback, Michigan, at pick 12. 6'2", 200 pounds. He's coming off an injury. He was injury-plagued season, but he wasn't playing for nothing, Mo. The kid made a straight business decision. Michigan had a down year. They had a they lost 11. They lost 10 starters on offense. Pretty much the only people that came back on defense was Graham and Gant and the defensive end. I can't think of his name. I have him. I ranked him though high though too. Josiah something. So this kid made a business decision. DeVoch said Mikel Williams is a trade back option. The Vooch. In my opinion, if Mikel Williams is on the board at 12, you don't walk, you fucking run. You run and hand that kid. But it's ironic. He says that now, yet I've been spitting facts about Mikel Williams. September? I don't know. So like I said, Will Johnson, 6'2", 200 pounds. He only had 12 tackles, 2 interceptions. He made a business decision for himself at Michigan this year. Let's be honest, people. Dallas has a cornerback situation. We got Diggs, who can't stay healthy. We got Deron Bland, going to be a free agent. Cut the shit. We're not using the franchise tag on Deron Bland. I don't want to hear it. There is not, because we still got Jake Ferguson we got to pay. Got to pay Trey Smith. Yet you think we're putting a $22 million, if not higher, tag on Deron Bland? It's not happening. So pick your poison, Dallas fans. It's either Diggs or Bland, because you're not having both. There's not one team in the NFL that has $200 million corners. Remember this name at 12. Will Johnson, Michigan. Once again, don't scout the helmet, scout the player. This kid came into the season as a top 5 prospect. He made a business decision for himself. And Dallas might try to trade back in 12. Ironically, you probably could get away with it. But if the number one dog pound, what's up? Yo, you think there's any chance Mason Graham falls to 12? Now, there's about as much chance as that as Nicki Minaj walking through my door right now. That's not happening. No, it's not happening. We need him, but he's not. No, there's a better chance of. Wait, I hear something. No, was it her? Was it her? Like I said, better chance of Nicki walking through the door. Remember this name, Will Johnson. At 44, pick 44. I can't even pronounce this kid's name. Donovan Iwazuka, edge, Boston College. 6'2", 250. You see, this is the draft channel where we actually talk about different players and not 2-3 people for like the 3-month draft cycle. 6'2", 250. 37 tackles, 17 sacks. You want to, I'm showing my age, but for all you young cats, man, look up Gumby. It was a cartoon, but the dude was like fucking shaped. You got to look it up, man. Yo, this kid got bend like Gumby. Tremendous bend, quick burst, can get to the quarterback. he would be a steal at 44. Like I said, man, I'm throwing out different names because this is only mock draft 83.0. Can't talk about the same fucking people. Excuse my language. I don't like cursing that much. Next kid, 76. It seems like people have cooled off on this kid a little bit. Listen, I gave you the good, I gave you the bad. My only question marks on him is he was a 1 year wonder at Iowa. And at pick 76, that's Caleb Johnson. He's anywhere from 6'0. He's anywhere from 6 foot to 6'1, 220, 230. Bro, you get a million different heights on these kids, a million different weights. You know what I'm trying to say? And they don't even go to the combine, half these kids. So you don't even fucking know how big they are, man. I'm in one of my moods. So had comboed for like over 1,800 yards, over 20 touchdowns in the Big Ten. Savage, will you be dropping your top 10 cornerback soon, or did you do it already? Drop it? No, I dropped it here, but I didn't. I'll be dropping them tomorrow. You're gonna laugh. I hate doing corners. I do. I truly. Hold on a second. I ranked them. I'm just gonna. I'll drop them tomorrow, unless I can't sleep, and I'll drop it later on tonight. That's the only thing I got to get out of the way. I got to get that out of the way. And honestly, when it comes to quarterbacks, it's going to be tough to even get to 10, to be honest with you. But mañana, I'll be dropping my cornerbacks for you. Bro, cornerbacks in this class, that's like the Tinder date. You see at the bar and you're like, how you doing? And you keep walking. But below average year. I legit struggle, and I have to have 10 first round grades on players. That's how bad this draft is. Legit. And that's that. Another kid, he's fallen down the ranks and he's cooling off a little bit. And, now we know why. Pick 149, Deontay Walker, Kentucky, defensive tackle, 6'7", 360. All right, follow me now. 2023, he was a man on fire, bro. A guy that big lived in opposing offensive lines back. He lived in the other team's backfield every play. He even played 1, he played 3, he played 0, he played 5. Right, 5. He played 5 standing up. I was gonna do a Rome, Georgia. Only 4 people live there. So he had a great 2023. Now he had a down 2024, so people a little bit down on him. Now we know why. All right, follow me. Kid's 21 years old. He has a 15-year-old issue with his back. Okay. If this now bothered him some for 24, some years it's a back is like a girlfriend. Some days she's friendly, other days you don't want to go near it. You know what I'm trying to say? So if this kid chooses to go to an organization and he agrees to get operated on, he will never play it down. He will be out of the league in 3 years. My opinion on him, if you can get him a little bit later. Now, this is a problem that's never ever going to go away. But that doesn't mean it's going to bother you every single day of your life. Let's be honest, man. Also, too, in the NFL, he's only really has to play on Sundays. You hit 11 days in all of training camp, and that's half-ass. So whoever was smart keeps him out of the preseason games, or just goes up, shows me five snaps a game. If you're smart, I would not be playing him in a lot of preseason games. I would save his snaps for regular season. Next, pick 171, Jack Nelson, offensive tackle, Wisconsin. 6'7", 330. He has over 50 starts to his credit. 13 at right tackle, 37 at left tackle. If you got him this late, he'd be a straight up steal. Another kid, no one's talking about him. No one's talking about this kid. But I've been pumping these SMU defensive linemen since, I don't know, since September. Elijah Roberts. I'm gonna put him DL because he can play defensive tackle, he can play defense, and he can play edge. Like I said, all these videos of all these players are going to be in the comment section. He's 6'4", 280. He transferred 2 years ago. He transferred from Miami to SMU. And in those 2 years at SMU, he's put up 20 sacks. And don't think he is a run stuffer. Could his career be getting switched inside to 3-tech? That might be, where he goes. But honestly, I would leave him out. Honestly, I would leave him outside, to be honest with you. But that's just me. Next, to pick 174, Malachi Moore, Children of the Corn. That's an old movie, but that's where that name. When I think of that name, when I hear that name, I think of the movie. Alabama, 40 tackles, two interceptions, 8 passes defense. I like to comp people, and I'm no way saying this kid is like him, but when I see this kid play, he reminds me of Earl Thomas, but no way as physical as Earl Thomas. Malachi Moore. Listen, going into the NFL season, do you honestly think Dallas doesn't have probably one of the worst sets of safeties in the NFL? Good, yeah, that's an old movie, man. Good movie, man. Children of the Corn. They used to. wish one of my boys was in the chat, man. We used to go to the gym. I'm going back like 15 years ago, bro. And it was this dude who used to show up to the gym every day. And he looked just like Malachi from Children of the Corn. And we would be like, yo, what's up, Malachi? And he thought he had no clue what it was, man. I've been a ball buster. I mean, I bust chops my whole life. It was funny as fuck, though. He had no clue we were goofing on him. And next, I picked 239 out of Howard. Kenny Gallup, the human missile. It's amazing, man. Nobody even talked about this kid, man. But no one mentioned this kid's name until like December, Thanksgiving-ish. I've been pumping this kid since the summer. Kenny Gallup, 6 foot, 215, safety out of Howard. He is a human missile, 50 tackles, 1 forced fumble, 4 passes defensed. He does not care about CTE. No, he does not. So, let's see. Got ourselves. Why Dallas is going to go Will Johnson at 12? Because they're going to be looking back and they're going to be saying, we got the top rated corner at 12. And then don't be surprised you see Diggs get traded draft weekend. That's just me looking through my crystal ball. So, like I said, we got ourselves a corner, got ourselves an edge, got ourselves a running back, got ourselves a defensive tackle, got edge, got a safety, got an offensive tackle from Wisconsin with over 50 starts. Wisconsin, I don't know what they feed those dudes out there. I truly don't. Got an offensive tackle because who's can play left and right. We're not going to switch him. And we also got another safety. So I'm going to be honest with you. I just did this draft differently. I only took one running back in this draft because there's a million running backs, and I can get starters. I know I can. I can get starters on undrafted free agents. To be honest with you, because the whole running back thing blows my mind. Yo, I legit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9 notebooks. I can't wait to get rid of them. I can't. All right. Let's see. Dog Pound, you still in the chat? Because I got my. I'll give you a preview of tomorrow from my corners. Hold on. I'm square. I'm 805 on. That's 2 of us that are scared. I'm afraid they're gonna fuck this up too. But Dog Pound, if you're still in the chat, I got a preview in my corners. I'll drop a little preview for you. Malachi Boardman. Awesome movie. I'm showing my age, bro. I'm showing my age. Yo, at this point, fuck it. We can talk about anything, man. Any football team, Dallas, anything. I'm here. I'm scared they will fuck this up. You're 2 of us. Both of us are scared they're gonna fuck this up. I truly think they're gonna. And this is a extremely hard draft to fuck up. I'm being completely honest with you. It is. It's a hard draft. It's a hard draft. I mean, defensive line, crazy deep. Decent safeties. I mean, I think wide receiver takes a nosedive after a certain amount of picks, but you could still find speedsters round 3. Day 3. Interior offensive line. It's not a great offensive line draft. I'm telling you. If you want an offensive tackle and you want a good one, you better get him early. You better get them early because once they're gone, they're gone. I want a playmaker, but I want trenches. Yeah, me too. Me too. Problem is, so does everybody else. And it seems like the Dallas fan base just doesn't realize that. They think like you could just walk into the store, the grocery store, and just pick stuff up off the shelves, and there's 31 other teams trying to get better. There's 31 other teams that know your weaknesses because you just don't even have them. So, like you'll see. Let's say Dallas waits to round 2, hypothetically. I'm gonna be honest with you though, too. Like, listen, I give you both sides of the coin. unless you're this draft, there's three people I would trade up for. That's it. 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 And if I was going to trade up for anyone in this draft, it would be Cam Ward, and in no particular order, Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter. That's it. That's it. I would not trade up for any other players beside them. Seems like Shador's going down. It seems like he's dropping. He's but he's playing it smart. He's doing bad interviews with bad teams that he has no desire to go to. And then teams where he wants to go, he'll say all the right things. Hey, like we can't bitch on him, bro. Like Eli Manning did the same thing. Eli Manning got drafted by the Chargers. He said, I'm not playing for you. So the next pick, the Giants, they drafted Rivers at quarterback. And then they made the swap. John Elway has done it. John Elway got drafted by the Colts, said, nah, I'm going to play baseball. Then it got traded to Denver. So listen, Bo, guys have done this before. I'm kind of torn over it. I was especially torn over it the year Eli did it because I hate the Giants with a passion. But that was the year Pat Tillman got killed defending his country. And Pat, it was a messed up situation. But long story short, he played for Arizona. And he gave up like a multi-million-dollar a year contract to join the Army and became a Ranger. One of my friends I worked with was a Ranger. And he said Pat and his brother had every single record for like athletic performance the Rangers ever had. So not only was Pat Tillman a freak, God rest his soul, his brother was a genetic freak also. And so, like 3 days before that draft, they announced Pat Tillman died fighting a war, a senseless war. But yet Eli Manning wants to pick where he plays. So that really, really, really rubbed me the wrong way, But it's been done before, so it is what it is. And honestly, it usually happens with quarterbacks. They decide. Listen, man, if your son was a quarterback, wouldn't you want him to go to a team with a good offensive line? Would you want to go him to a team with, you know, 5 cans of dirt in front of him? Especially Shador Sanders. He has a very narrow build. Don't be shy. If Shador is there at 12, I could see Dallas going that route also. But like I say, when I do these mocks, I got my 10 corners. I'll drop those tomorrow. But I can see Dallas. If Shador slipped to them at 12, I can see that. Because even in Steven's minds right there, it's cha-ching, cha-ching. Shador Sanders isn't getting past the Saints. Jar, what's in the house? Now they're saying they got listen, man, the Saints can go a million ways, bro. They really can. The Saints need a defensive tackle. The offensive line still isn't settled. They could go running back. Uh, Tyler Warren's name has been mentioned with the Saints. That's the Penn State tight end. That's 6'6", 260, and better than Ron Gronkowski. I remember you heard that here. That's a pretty bold statement, but I'm a bold guy, kind of guy. And I don't think Gronkowski weighed 260 on his best day. And what would Gronk's numbers have been? Listen, it's all what else you could talk about this one night if Gronk had never played with Brady. But listen, if Shador fell to 12, man, Dallas would make this would make it because all that I would be like printing money, man. Because then that would see you would see his father step in 2026. You would see his dad take over. His dad would be the head coach in 2026. That's what's going to happen. I think he's an NFL quarterback. He's mobile. He's never had a good offensive line, so he's taken a lot of pounding in college. So, but Shador to the Saints. I don't know. Like I said, Saints can go a million ways. The Raiders can go a million ways, but it just seems like he's turning a lot of people off. And like I said, the first one. Yo, that's an awesome movie. But honestly, bro, yo, there was a million of those up right after the Super Bowl. That was Cooper DeJean, the white corner from Iowa. After his Super Bowl, after he returned an interception for a touchdown, but that was Cooper DeJean. A white corner, man. That's crazy. We haven't had a white corner in like 35 years. Nah, I take that back. Like 30. Like 30 years. This was my scouting report on Cooper DeJean last year. I said he can play safety, he can play corner, he can play wide receiver, he's a kick returner and a punt returner. I don't give a fuck how you got to do it. Get him on the team. We'll figure it out later. This is why Philadelphia is winning Super Bowls and we can't do shit. They took Kid Mitchell out of Toledo at pick 22 and then moved back up for Cooper DeJean at 40. And Cooper DeJean, if he didn't break his leg, he would have definitely went much, much further. But that's Philly. Dallas never would have made that trade. If Dallas only drafts a midget if your father works for them. That's it. Years ago, like when the computers were the size of like Honda Civics, Dallas, don't ask me how they did this, but if you weren't a certain height, a certain weight, without even seeing tape, the computer would just eliminate you. And then they would just give the scouts the info to go look it up. So it didn't matter. You could have been the best player in the world, but if you weren't, let's say linebacker, 6'2", 250, if you didn't meet those exact or better, they wouldn't even look at you, bro. What's up? What's up, George? How's everything? Just getting past the Saints. Yeah, Shador Sanders isn't. He could be. He listen, man. If it's his body, listen, man. We all have children. The majority of us. I would sure we would want our children to go to an organization that is going to protect them. You know, put people around them. Not all like not all organizations are going to do that. Can you imagine being Shador and getting drafted to Cleveland? Cleveland, Ohio. That's like where people go to kill themselves. Can you imagine that? I'd be like, fuck that. I'm going back to college. I think he has another. I know he said he's coming out. Or or he would say, I'm a million. He's already a millionaire. I'll come out next year. He'll still. I wouldn't want to play for Cleveland if you really had your choice. But anyone else got any questions before we cut this out? George, we got Cowboy Aries. What's up? What's up? How's everyone doing this lovely, lovely rainy evening? No, it can't be. Rain. It's a rainy day. No, but just chilling, talking draft. I dropped mock draft, I think 83. Dallas mock draft 83.0. I think it was 83. Even though I've done probably 3,000 of them in my head. It's like I said, man. Don't get me wrong. I would love a trade back situation and still get my player to recoup to get an extra three, and because we don't have a fourth. But when you have a draft that's, how can I phrase this? Low on talent than usual, there's two ways to look at it. Is that person worth you trading up to get? One. Two, you could probably get that person for like good value. Where if this draft was stocked with monsters, you'd be paying a lot more to move up. So you might see a team like the Cowboys, hypothetically, somebody offered them a third, they'd probably be willing to move back to 18, 19. Where in another draft, you ain't going that far back. You're going like 3 spots back. George Barney. Any chances 3 quarterbacks get drafted in the top 10 now that Carr needs surgery on his throwing shoulder? Nah. Nah. I could see that kid Jackson Dart the end of the round one. Or listen, man, it's crazy. It's only 2 weeks away, but yet so much shit's gonna happen from now and then. If you're not 100% certain on one of these quarterbacks in the top 10, take a 1 year flyer on Kirk Cousins. Yo, an Achilles is a two. Listen, if you're 21, an Achilles is a 2 year injury, man. Yet, old man. But I just think the Saints need everything to get a quarterback that you're iffy on. Nah, I don't see three. I don't see 3 quarterbacks. I would love to, because then a better player would slide to Dallas, but it's a brutal quarterback class. Yeah, the kid I like, Curtis Rourke out of Indiana. I'm super high on him, but what do I know? But he has all the measurables plus all the tape you want. He's only thrown for over 10,000 yards, rushed for another 1,000, 13 touchdowns. Check his tape out. 1 year in Indiana, and then he was at Ohio in the MAC conference. 6'5", 230. I mean, what more do you want? And all these, I'm going to be nice. I'm not going to say clowns or nothing like that. I'm just going to say, and all these guys are saying he's a late day 3 pick. Don't be shocked someone takes him round 3 with a late comp pick. Bro, let's be honest, man. Who was really out there at quarterback? Kyle McCord, Syracuse, who got pretty much ran out of Ohio State. You got Ohio State's Will Howard. Basically, Ohio could have beat NFL teams last year, like 1 or 2 of them. You got Riley from Notre Dame. Jalen Milroe, we've had this conversation before. He's not even a quarterback, in my opinion. He's horrendous. 16 interceptions. 16 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Yo, please, anyone, go back to OG if you're listening, because I know you love this dude. Go back to the Michigan-Alabama game in the playoffs 2023. He would be running out in the open. There wouldn't be a Michigan defender within 5 yards of him, and he would just fall down. Last play of the game, 1 yard line. It's a quarterback draw. I could have ran through the hole to the left. You can watch the play. He closed his eyes and ran to the right. Josiah Stewart, boom. That was the other edge for Michigan I was thinking about before. Josiah Stewart and company stopped his ass. The kid's a fullback to me. What do you want me to tell you? I don't want to talk bad about him. And people are talking about, oh, if you draft him, you got to have a plan for him. What fucking plan do you want? I mean, what you're gonna spend a 2nd-round pick on somebody, and you're gonna let them sit on your bench for 4 years, or groom them so slowly by the time you got them where you want them? Now he's had 1 good season, and you got to throw $500 million at him. Yo, Jalen Milroe is not even on my list because he's not even on my fullbacks list because it would be a disgrace to fullbacks. That's how horrible I think he is. And the fact that he gets press, even he has people out there like fucking putting shit on Twitter and YouTube for him because I'm sorry, man. He ain't no quarterback, man. It's a horrendous year for quarterbacks. Even the number 1 quarterback, he has his issues, bro. Listen, Cam Ward is a monster from the U. He's a monster. It's just he'll throw you 30 of the prettiest balls you ever seen. That's what she said in a game. But that same game, he's going to throw you like 4 passes that you're going to see going back the other way for touchdowns. I call them the what the WTF, like what the fuck were you thinking type passes. But then he'll come back out and he'll look like a superstar for 20 more passes. And then you'll see another one going back the other way for a touchdown. It's his when he listen, Cam Ward, when he's on, he's on. But when he starts taking risks, and this isn't the league to do it, he gets into trouble. So listen, there's no perfect prospect, but I mean, I'm unless somebody offers the Titans like every pick in the world, I don't see the Titans moving. Now you're hearing all this crazy shit. Oh, the Browns are going to take Shador. No, excuse me. The Browns are going to take Travis Hunter and then move back up for Shador. Bro, to do that, to pull that one off, well, first of all, you got to hope you have to pray he slides. Then you're probably talking a trade that includes Myles Garrett, at least two ones, if not more, probably a lot more. So you're looking at Myles Garrett and at least probably like 2 1s and 2 2s to get back into the round one to draft Shador if he falls. And if the person who makes that trade, if that happens and it doesn't work out, you will be fired. You will be fired. But that's just people talking stupid now. The closer we get to draft, the more stupid scenarios you're going to see. I don't know what it is, man. Maybe because I've done it so much this year, but I'm really not excited for this draft. I'm not. I'm really not. But it is what it is. Mañana, I'll be dropping 10 corners mañana. And then pretty much we're done, man. And then basically it's just going to be like 3 sleepers a day, mock drafts. And I apologize. I have to get back to 32 teams doing mock drafts because this is a 32 team draft channel. It's a draft channel from day one. If you think we're going to talk about Dak Prescott for 3 hours, wrong show. Wrong show. If you think we're going to talk Dallas for 3 hours, nah, wrong show. There's 32 teams in the NFL, million colleges. But do me a favor for the guys that are out there listening in YouTubeville, for the call-in shows, you want to fuck with them, man? Ask them who they like for 2026, who their top players. You're going to see their heads. You see guys be like, oh, I haven't even finished this year. All these half-ass dudes, bro, I'll bet money. None of them went past 200. None of them. None of them. I had an off year. I only did 717. Bad year. So, mañana, I'm going to drop corners. If we have no more questions for tonight, corners, mock drafts, and I got to get back to tomorrow will be a 32 team 2-round mock draft. Like I said, man, I don't know, man. It's just, I don't know if it's my old age or it's just truly, I'm really hyped over two positions, D line and running backs. It is a good tight end class. I'm sorry, it really is. It's an above average, a very, very above average tight end class. And don't sleep on the two Alabama kids at tight end. They just didn't have anyone to throw them the ball. Don't, I ranked them though. Don't sleep on those kids. They got two, not one, two, because we all know when you're rocking with GWO. Over and out, everybody. Be safe. Have a good night.